Hey guys, I'm going to go over this week what happened in Gold and NASDAQ. Really wasn't the best week as far as price action goes, but just going to show you what I saw. So, as usual, start on the 4-hour time frame, get a sense of direction. Let's go to Monday. Monday, I believe, was over here. So obviously, price is bullish, right? So price is bullish prior to New York session. This is pretty much where price closed. So I'm looking for buys, depending on the 1 hour. So prior to the New York session, which would be all this price action here, because I look at, I don't start trading until 8. So whatever happens then is what happens then. So this is basically the level I would mark up. Obviously, what I can see here is that price is wanting to trend up, right? And then the next move is going to be in the next push up. However, what you'll notice is, this is what I'm talking about. When I see usually a lot of wicks, even though the structure is clean, you gotta go down to one more time frame, to the 30-minute, just to see, because you're gonna want to refine the levels. Show you what I'm talking about. So this is the level that I marked on the 1 hour, and then this would be the apex of the 30-minute. And then if you move over, this is kind of where the New York session started. So you can see closing price prior to the New York session would have respected this, but you would have gotten stopped out. So if you took it this level, this would have been the correct level to buy from. Why? Because it's a double bottom, right? And then obviously price is continuing to go up. So yeah, that was Monday. Pretty simple. Oops. So let's go to Tuesday. Take a look on Tuesday. Oops. Let me just delete all this. Go to Tuesday. Go back. So Tuesday, same scenario. Price was here. Price is still bullish. I'm expecting buys. Go to the 1 hour. What do I see? Prior to the New York. Prior to New York, this is what I'm looking at. So I'm looking for some kind of shift of structure. So I go to the 30-minute time frame, because I can't buy unless price is bullish, right? So shift of structure would happen here. So this would be the first level that I would need to see price break. And then I go to the 15-minute to see if I can get an earlier shift. Then I go to the 15, and you can notice it's the same level. So if I just kind of move over, once it got to about New York session, that's when price broke it. You can see price respected it, and then price went up. But I wouldn't have entered here. Personally, once I saw this close, I was waiting for another entry here, but price never came back. So once price didn't come back to that level, I went back to the 1 hour time frame just to kind of see what had happened. And this is for me what I noticed. I was like, oh, okay, there's a QMR pattern here, so I'm going to use this level. So you can see obviously price never came back here. Never would have tapped me. It was out of session, but I still would have taken it just because it was a clean setup following the trend. So if it doesn't hit it by the time I see it, then that's it. You remove it. But just kind of showing you what I was looking for. I was looking for buys. I was looking for a shift of structure, and I was looking for a setup. But there was no setups during that time frame. Go back to Tuesday. You can see there's no setup. There's this setup here, which is simply break and retest. If price would have came back here and respected it, if it would have came back, if it would have came back and respected it with these two candles, I would have taken it up, right? But price didn't do that. You can see it barely touched it. So sometimes that happens. Sometimes you won't get a trade when everything lines up. Totally fine. Nothing you can do. Just move on. So let's go to Wednesday. Let's take a look to see what happened on Wednesday. Which was Wednesday? This is Wednesday. Okay. Again, see where price is at. So prior to New York, this is where price closed. Price is bullish. Go to the 1 hour. Price is bullish. Prior to 8 o'clock, this is kind of where price was at. So price had already been in a pullback here. So you'd be looking for a continuation to go up if you're looking for buys. But you need to find a setup. So if I go to the 30-minute, I don't see anything. 15-minute, Nothing clean and obvious, so I wouldn't even go any further. So there was nothing for Wednesday. So let's reset. That was Wednesday, so that was nothing. Now we go into Thursday, which was Thursday. So this was where price was at prior to New York. Looks like it's creating a breakout. However, you got to be mindful of roadblocks, right? So roadblock I saw was this level here. So there's no way price will continue to go up if it can't break this. So even if you took a buy, I'll show you as an example. You go to the 1 hour, let's just say you saw this, price was trending up. You saw this level here, you saw price respected it by 7 o'clock, so you wanted to set a pending order here. You'd have to exit here no matter what, because you don't know if price is going to continue to go up. So what ended up happening was, I'm just going to zoom out so you can see, there was a QMR. So when I use QMRs, I always use the level in the apex, so because you don't know which level is going to get hit. So you can use this, and you can use this, high, low, high, high, lower, low, and then price didn't respect this level, went for the apex and then dropped. So that's what ended up happening on Thursday. So let's take a look and see what happened on Friday. So Friday, let's take a look where price was at. Price was down all the way down here. I noticed it had an HNS level here, but price never quite got to it. So I noticed it had a mini breakout here. You'd have to zoom in to see. So this is a bullish breakout, so I was looking for buys. Again, I go to the 1 hour time frame. What do I notice on the 1 hour time frame? This is the level I was looking at, QMR. So this is what I was noticing as a low, high, lower low, higher high, and then I was expecting price to come back here. Now for the apex, this is essentially what I was looking for. So first I had marked this level, but then I dropped down time frames, dropped down another time frame, and then I noticed that there was this mini QMR in here too. So this was the buy zone I was looking for. So you can see price came back here and then went up. So that's pretty much what ended up happening on Friday. So pretty simple. Let's go to NAS, take a look at NAS, see what happened. Starting on the 4 hour again, go on Monday. I believe, where was Monday? Monday was right here, yeah. So price is obviously bullish. Price closed here prior to the New York open. So prior to New York open, this is what I'm looking at. I'm noticing price is bullish. Where's price though? On the 1 hour, it's at a higher high, right? So you can trade with the trend or you can trade against it. You just have to have a logic and reason for it. So for me, I'm looking for a pullback trade. So I need to see some kind of a reversal. So I drop down. I notice on the 30-minute time frame, there's a potential double top. So double top obviously is a reversal to create the pullback. So, but that's not a setup. I don't really like to take that as a setup unless it's super obvious. So I go to the 15-minute, just look to see if there's anything obvious on the 15. What I notice is that price is starting to make the pullback because you can see on this side, price is going up like this, right? And then you can notice price had the shift and close here. But to really see, you got to go to the 15-minute time frame. And there's an internal breakout. Just show you. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about. So this breakout here, drop, base, drop, basically breakout, break and retest. This is for a pullback trade, right? So this would have been the buy zone, sell zone. And then you just take it down. And then that was it. So that was for Monday. So let's go back to the 4 hour. Okay, let me just delete all of this. Okay, so that was Monday. Let's go for Tuesday. Tuesday, again, pretty much the same thing. Price closed at a higher high. A potential higher high, sorry. We don't know if it's a higher high yet, but we're going to say potential. So I go to the 1 hour. Again, looks like it's at a potential higher high. Go to the 30-minute. Let's see if I notice anything. 30-minute looks like price is about to shift. Go to the 15. And then price shifted, but this was outside session, so this was basically a double top, but I wouldn't take it because there's no internal break and retest. So for me, I wouldn't take it. It's more risky. So no trade, basically no trade. So let's go to Wednesday. See if anything happened for Wednesday. Wednesday, price is bullish. Why is it bullish? Because I'm looking at the CMP, had this breakout here, bullish breakout, that was respected. So I'm looking for buys. Go to the 1 hour. What's price doing on the 1 hour? Oops, price is trending up. So prior to 9 o'clock, I noticed this level here. So I'm looking for buys, right? So I'm looking for buys. So you can just see price is just obviously trending up. So this was the 8 o'clock candle. I don't start trading until 9 o'clock for NAS. So once I see this, I just start dropping down time frames and seeing if it makes sense logically. So what I noticed prior to New York Open is that price created bearish breakout, right? So it shifted structure bearish. However, it held this level, which ended up acting as a double bottom to reverse it. So that's what made price go up. So double bottom. If you go to the 15-minute, you'll see an HNS. So just delete this. You can see the HNS here. This is an HNS. So you can see price broke it and respected the level here. So this became an HNS level. And then 9 o'clock candle came in and price went up. So that was also a good day. So let's take a look. Was that Wednesday? Yep. So let's see, Thursday. So Thursday, price is obviously bullish, but I'm looking at the CMP. Price right now is in a retracement. This is this bearish leg. So most likely I'm looking for sells. So I'm going to go to the 1 hour time frame, see if anything makes sense. So obviously structure-wise, it makes sense because price is bullish on the 1 hour, but it's pulling back. So obviously I'm following CMP. So price is pulling back. I noticed this level here. Obviously I'm looking at structure too, right? So as far as the pullback goes, that's basically what I'm seeing in my head, right? Before it unfolds, because I'm looking at structure first always. I'm seeing if there's flow, if it makes sense logically. So it's the first thing you want to look at. And then obviously you can see on the 15-minute that it already had a QMR high, low, higher high, lower low, price respected. So we got the reversal on the 15-minute for the pullback, which would have been here, respected. But this was outside of session, obviously, so this would have never been taken. But I'm just showing you context and how you make things make sense. And then now you have bearish structure, right? Lower high, lower high, lower low, lower low, and price is going to put in some kind of a lower high to continue to move down, right? So we have this level here where we can sell from. This area, I just mark it because I don't know where price is going to respect. So this is the sell zone, and then price obviously respected it and then went down. So that ended up working out. So I'll go to the 4 hour. Let's take a look, see what happened on Friday. So Friday may have been a little bit tricky. You may look at prior to the New York prices moving sideways, but it's actually not, because I'll wait for the 8 o'clock candle to close. You look at the CMP. If you notice, price broke this level here. So price made a bearish breakout, so price is going down. Now I'm looking for sells, but I believe this one was a little bit more tricky. Yeah, because price went for the apex. So there's no way you would have been able to get this unless you took a guess or you knew what you were doing. But this is basically where price went for. Went to a fresh, the 4 hour to 1 hour to 30-minute refined is basically where price went to create a double top to drop. So you wouldn't have been able to know that unless you know what to look for. But anyway, that's pretty much it. So hopefully this week we'll have some better price action. It wasn't really the best, to be honest, but nothing you can do. Just show up and try to understand the market and try to understand logic and context and follow the flow. And, if things make sense, then you place your bet. As I mentioned before, you have, if you're using risk management properly, you have a certain amount of tries per day, per week, per month that you are allowed. And you got to keep that in mind and make sure that you use it for the right opportunities.